They're going to be going up against Summerhouse in this one. Draft phase kicking off. Summerhouse going to be your purple squad, having choice of first pick. Summerhouse so far today has been showcasing a lot of that Trevenant top path with Vizid. But on the other side, Zephyr Esport, we've seen some Crustle, we've seen some Sableye, and I don't know if we're going to see anything switch up now.
Yeah, Zephyr just refuses to pick healing Pokemon. They just either pick Sableye,
yes,
and that's about it actually. So we'll see if they maybe change something up now. And if Vizid's going to stick to the Trevenant and the Comfey top path, it struggled a lot. And Zephyr knows about it. They can just also pick a strong top path and maybe just take over on this. Already Espeon being selected for Summerhouse.
Okay, yeah, Summerhouse grabbing the Espeon. Solony is well known for their Delph Box, but I think Espeon trumps even that. Espeon, definitely an iconic pick out of Solony, and they have made it look good game after game. First pick of the Crustle for Zephyr Esport. I mean, they want to see how the rest of the draft shakes out if they want to go for a counter pick angle in the future. That's why you see it so early.
They like to pick Cross into Espeon, because Espeon has no engages, hit by a Rock Tomb, you have to commit your eject button, which also means you can't unite with eject button into the enemy team.
Yeah,
so
that's very
getting
true.
that eject button rid of we saw earlier, like those eject button Espeon unites absolutely massive. And they're like, and again, we see the bus roll. They saw a Potato earlier against Summer, they're like, we're just going to do the same thing again. And Novorix is also a great top path player.
Oh my goodness, Novorix is so good, and I would say Buzzwole, maybe their most famous pick. If I had to pick one, they look so good on that squad. Now, Summerhouse is going to be rounding out their selections. We do have the Comfey, but the Lucario. So is Vizid Lucario going to finally make an appearance? I think we're going to see it there in the top path.
And Zephyr going a very tanky approach, thinking about another rounder, again going for the no healing team comp to Sableye, to a rounder defender, and then you with a lot of backline damage.
Yeah.
And Summerhouse is quite squishy, so that's going to work quite well what Zephyr has against them.
Exactly, yeah. 2 evolutions of those Pokemon. Often the counter to this composition is a lot of dashes or just big impact plays that can get to the backline easily. It's going to be a lot of work out of Internal to try to defend those 2 damaging Pokemon on the side of Summerhouse, but Internal is probably up to the task. Their Snorlax looked very good in Summerhouse's first game in the tournament. I would say a standout player on this roster so far. Well, they haven't gone up against Zephyr yet, and Zephyr has a lot of tricks up their sleeve.
And take a look at the Vizid items. Energy Amplifier, Body Barrier, X-Attack.
Okay.
They just want to go for Ray this time. They're like, we're not going to Ray, we're just going to go for Ray. They want to try Unite move it with Energy Amp, X-Attack at the same time and just get those objectives done. Because Lucario Unite actually does a lot of damage.
It does.
And you cast it on the same position you're in.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever you use that Unite move, you have about 6 to 7 ticks of damage as well that are very fast, which means someone trying to steal away the Rayquaza, that big objective Pokemon away from you, very tough task. So Vizid has it all working out for them into that top path. They're going to be going up against Novorix, though, on the Buzzwole. Lucario versus Buzzwole, it's a fighting type matchup, and it usually is a pretty good one. Who can get to that level 5 first?
I mean, Buzzwole.
Okay.
It's my money on, but Lucario, again, the quick attack Meteor Mash or Meteor Mash and the quick attack combo, it is so easy to get AV lasted with it. So
yes,
we're gonna see, but why I say Buzzwole is because Comfey is on the left side, and it's just, it has a bit of good early game damage, but it's really not something you can rely on.
Yes, yeah, it is true. Comfey having a bit of a mixed success here in the European region. Raytown taking that central area, the Machamp gonna be the Pokemon to take it out there, but Hirai making the job difficult for Summerhouse. Sableye invade, experience share for that additional movement speed on this Pokemon as well. Hirai is zooming, and they're stealing.
Luckily, Summerhouse just have evolutions. They don't have a dedicated central area Pokemon. They just want some early game experience to get to level 4 as fast as possible. Yeah. They don't even care too much about their jungle and the central area being stolen right now. And we already have a fight going on. It's the first knockout of the game, actually. 2 maybe for Summerhouse. And even the Comfey Glaceon looking for it. This is just the aggression of the evolutions in early game, and they get 2 insane knockouts.
Yeah, they only got 1 of their central area buffs, but it's enough to get 2 knockouts. Great early flank there by Inha to actually get early presence in the game, and their mark has been made so far. Novorix has hit level 5, but that early power play, very strong.
Now we see the Espeon of Soloni hitting a nice high shot onto Mew, almost taking it down already. Can he actually go for Iglis? Doesn't look like he can. Oh, eject buttoning forward, he wants to go for it. I like it, but he misses the side shock barely, and now Sableye is here, and he's going to get taken down. Oh, but he trades at least. Mew's also getting taken down.
Yeah, great shot by Soloni. Sometimes you got to just take that trade. 1 for 1 in that exchange. Prestige is going to be fine. Uri does get a few more stacks on the Sableye and steals away some Aeos energy in good fashion. Internal just trying to out-compete these last hits, but does it even matter when you can't even keep the Aeos energy?
Yeah, Sableye is just such an annoying Pokemon. There's so many things. Novarik's now dropping low on HP, but the Power Punch just barely misses. And Novarik's running towards the left side. He's going to score another 5 points, but I think it's finally going to get taken down. There's the Ice Seeker Spear. Another Super Force going to land, but there's the Power Punch coming through. Vazid picks up another knockout.
Yep, Vazid might miss 1 or 2, but they will hit that third power-up punch. You better believe it. Raytao cross-chop through. Internal does not find the knockout, but they do get an escape away. Uri on the flank does get a lot of early damage on the Solony, who a cross-chop goes in, but they treat again! They do go down, but Solony taking the Sableye with them. The Classics is taking so much damage. This Icicle Spear chasing down the escaping Pokemon. Raytao gets a big engage, but it might not be enough. Eternal goes down, but Vazid gets vengeance.
Just a bloodbath in the pit path right now. Everyone's just going down. They're just fighting. One just keeps coming in from the other side. They keep on respawning, and we had so many knockouts there happening. Vazid now level 7.5 running away. Neither Electro Boost or take lands, but comfort healing will be enough. Novarix is looking for it. He wants Vazid, but Vazid knows about it and plays it safe. Just goes back to top health on the safe way. And we already have the next Altaria spawn.
Yeah, level 7 versus level 7 is going to be a lot of 1v1 engages. These two all-arounders want to prove who is the muscle king of the top half. Novarix does get the smackdown away and steals away the Big Bird, so I think a lot of worthy exchanges there. Vazid powering up the power-up punch, gets an invade on a Novarix. Boosted auto knocks them up, but not in time for Eternal to find the knock-up off Heavy Slam. The old superpower back into the enemy lane, though, and Novarix is trying to fight this 1v3.
Yeah, Summerhouse is not going for the bot objective. They just want to get rid of Novarix, break the score, go for Regieleki, and just get some points. And right, because points are still very important. They now up against this level 9 Machamp. They would not win a team fight. Right? It's so strong. Go for top path instead. And this Lucario is looking so much better than the Trevenant earlier.
Yes, yeah, no, it really is. I think Vazid's adaptation on the Lucario is fantastic. Psychic Solaire only picks up Raytao. Classic's getting that scoring animation to avoid that damage, and Espeon is doomed by the Rock Tomb. Great play there by Classics to keep them in place, and Zephyr finds another angle into the top path. Eternal, though, with a big block, trying to move Regieleki towards his tier 2.
Wonderful Buzzwing coming through. He's going to deny the Snorlax from helping the Regieleki to push in. Now the defense is there, and there's a huge Machamp flank. He's going to hit Lucario. Vazid off with Nivey Knight's going to stop it, but they're all going to get taken down right here. Over pushing top path a tiny bit too much, and Zephyr with an amazing response right here, able to take down Summerhouse.
Yeah, Summerhouse with Zephyr with a fantastic response. I like the Summerhouse push, but just not in time. They couldn't create that space. Internal does finally get a big swing and gets a knockout back the other direction, but Raytao has showed back up, almost level 11 on this Machamp. One Unite move so far, and it looked fantastic. Soloing Vazid out with that one. Bluebell, of course, being on the Confei attached, but it was a great power play to get a good advantage, and Zephyr with a great swing back team fight.
This is why you barely see teams pushing with the Regieleki, because you can't get flanked so easily. Right, and the Machamp just popping up behind you like, where am I supposed to go? Right side enemies, left side enemies, everywhere enemies, and it's just so difficult to go for this push. That's why normally we see rotations towards the other path to maybe get some scores in this way, but Summerhouse decided not to do that, and they got punished for it. Yeah,
Zephyr with a great read on that one. They also have the early positioning completely around this basement Regi pit, which is going to be spawning in about 30 seconds, so a very early defensive core around this objective. Uri playing for a lot of vision, both with just their personnel, but also landing a lot of good faith attacks, but the engage starts on a Solony, who's immediately wiped off the map. Raytao is the focus next, but Classics Unite moves in for a lot of shielding. Eternal responds in turn, though, with a Buddy Barrier Snorlax play, and Raytao has to escape, and they don't make it away from the Icicle Spears.
Machamp does go down, and now Summerhouse has the advantage. They have Lucario Knight move up as well. We talked about it, Energy Amplifier, X attack. They can go for this Regice right now. Vazid just has to have good timing on it. They're looking for the Glaceon, though. Another huge Rock Tomb landing onto Glaceon. Taken down, a Regice under half HP. There's Vazid with the Unite move, and he's going to claim it.
There we go. X attack right on top of the objective. Use the Unite move and find it. Psychic Solaire also grabbing 2. Solony finding a Chaos Rikachu, responding in kind of an amazing Rock Tomb that shut down their teammate. Well, not 2 EVs. Fantastic response by Solony to really turn a tough situation into a better one. Summerhouse coming away with all of the benefits in that team fight.
Uri though scoring 40 points for free. Zephyr now with a 90-point lead, and they're also going to might have the advantage now for this Regieleki, but Vazid knows about it. Is he going to get spotted out? He just runs through, invisible of course. You can't really see it happening, and now they're just going to go for this Regieleki as well. They have the power punch secured, but Zephyr might be looking for another flank.
Oh yeah, they're coming from all angles. Uri from one side, the rest of the all-arounders from the other. Crustle looking for a big Rock Tomb. As a stun on Regieleki is on Vazid. Machamp Unite move is there, but Classics comes away with it. Crustle with an objective secure, and now Novarix is here to clean up the damage game.
How did Crustle get this? Another Rock Tomb lands onto Lucario, also stuck in very bad position. position. It's locked up by the X-Scissor, and Comfy just gets smacked down. Every time the hose goes down, it's attached to Comfy, just like, bam, instantly gone.
Immediately, just an explosion of damage that results in not the one you're looking for whatsoever. Regieleki gonna get shredded very quickly by these two EVs. Summerhouse dealing with that problem in short order, but Zephyr Esport have definitely found a sizable lead, but only about 35 points. Classics dropping a rock tomb to make it tough for Eternal to get an escape route. Heavy Slam, the one to do it.
You can see playing those two attacker into Zephyr's team comp is so difficult because much time comes from one side, Sableye from the other side, Rock Tomb from front, Mew with the Solar Beam from very far behind. It's so difficult for Espeon and Glaceon to actually be able to play the game well, and then Buzzwole as well can just stun anyone and throw out maybe Snorlax onto that backline for even more damage. Yeah,
the team composition that Zephyr's drafted has definitely favored Buzzwole in terms of just being a sweeper Pokemon. Buzzwole can come in at the end of these team fights when the initiation has already happened from Mew and Crustle and Sableye and really just clean up a lot of these knockouts. Summerhouse, though, has a very far forward flank, and they have just a nobody defending this goal zone. Zephyr focusing completely on the Registeel, which means Summerhouse is going to be climbing up in the score game.
They knew they couldn't contest the Registeel, so they tried to get some value. But of course, the Registeel is going to probably be worth much more, but it's still like, you always, even if you lose something, you always got to make sure you get something out of it as well. And they get a lot of points in, and they actually have a level lead, or like a point lead now. So Zephyr Esports, they have to be doing something. They can't just be waiting. I mean, they always Sableye, but he doesn't have any Aeos energy, so he can't just go up and maybe score either.
Right.
So Zephyr Esports, they need to find and engage, and being the one that has to engage can always be quite scary.
Yeah, that's true. Ikelis getting a lot of early damage with a big light screen Solar Beam. Glaceon Unite move very early. We're hitting this Ray, and we are targeting dang hard. Raytown gets a Unite move that completely misses, finding nobody, but the cross jump re-engages in the middle. A Comfey Unite from Bluebell gets a lot of healing to their squad, but Nevorix is absolutely popping up. Solony a little bit early on that side shock, and Buzzwole's gonna find it. Nevorix secures it for Zephyr Esport, and now they're headed towards the goal zone.
Summerhouse tried to just go for the Ray instantly, but Glaceon taken down by Buzzwole, wonderfully done. Taking down one of these Pokemon that can take it on very fast with the Icicle Spear. Now Zephyr Esport are gonna score 100, another 100, another 100 goes in. 639 in total. They have a 400-point lead, and he raced it. He's a Sableye. Getting that Ray shield off a Sableye is literally impossible.
Yeah, a bit of a cheat code, and here I now has a hundo burger waiting to happen. Still over a minute left in the game, but with Zephyr Esport in such a commanding lead, I'm pretty sure we can call this one all but wrapped up. Chris, if I had to ask you, what do you think is the key to Zephyr Esport's success in that team fight? Is it just those amazing flanks that they were pulling off all game?
Yeah, for sure. It's the flanks. They still have almost right. Espeon gets deleted by the X's of Crosse, and they show it why they picked this cross into Espeon.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a team like leaving it open and just countering it.
Yeah.
And they're doing well with it. Always the Rock Tomb Crosse. I think they're almost the only team that played. Onto Glaceon as well. It doesn't have Icy Wind, so it can't jump across it. They had Icicle Speed to just burst down Rayquaza when it spawns.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
They just couldn't. Zephyr Esports instantly putting the trigger, just being like, okay, you guys want to go for this? Maybe we'll go for you.
Yeah, exactly. Zephyr Esport wanted a fight. Summerhouse unfortunately had to give it to them. And Zephyr Esport with a very strong start to this loser's bracket game. Reminder to everyone watching, this is a win or go home scenario. Zephyr Esport wants this more than anything, but I know that Summerhouse is craving the same thing. Right now, Zephyr just making it look good, but as that final countdown happens, we're going to have a 1-0 lead for Zephyr.
Yeah, Zephyr Esports taking the lead now in this best of 3, and they're 1 win away from continuing in the loser bracket. Yeah, for sure, heading to the second draft now. Summerhouse, I mean, I don't think they can change up much, honestly. They had a solid idea, but at some point I would just take out the Sableye.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they could grab the Sableye away and steal it from Zephyr. Banface, you could go that direction. You know they're probably not going to be playing the Espeon, so you can try to play around that. But Zephyr does have a great Espeon player in Ikelis, so that could be an option too.
Yeah, for sure. Bans are coming through. Slowbro and the Shifu bans. Okay. So again, we have Espeon open, Mew open, Crosse is open.
Pick it.
They're gonna first pick it, right?
Pick it.
Nah, he's not gonna first
No,
pick it.
I don't know.
It's a great Pokemon for him. It's actually one of the lowest frame rate Pokemon in the game.
Yes.
But you can see that even the lowest frame rate Pokemon can work in tournaments.
Absolutely.
If you play to the optimal way of playing it, and we have the Espeon being first pick now this time for Zephyr. And Summerhouse just making sure they get Mew as well. They don't want to give up both Espeon and Mew towards the enemy team.
True, you need a chance in that bottom path for sure. And the Trevenant makes a return to the stage for Summerhouse. So Lucario out, Trevenant in. There's going to be a new look for the top path. Crustle maybe not first pick, but we get it as number 2 for the side of Zephyr Esport. And who is Kirai going to play? A Mr. Mime, technically a healer?
Yeah, I guess so. And oh, I saw a Wigglytuff. Wait, go on.
Yeah, maybe.
Almost maybe predicted it, but Vizzy just hovering across all the Pokemon, trying to look for something, and going for the Comfey. Delphox and you on the same team. Are they going to go triple attacker? No, right?
I don't know. I mean,
Goodra.
Sadly not. Yes.
Sadly not here. We have the Comfey and a Delphox being selected. I don't know if I'm not the biggest fan of two-attacker backline team combos necessarily, because they both need a lot of experience, but Mewtwo is always a solid choice.
Right.
Plus the Dodrio now, gonna be very scary.
Yeah, it's a great pick by Raytown in response to that double attacker build. And Nivorix, you had such a pop-off game. Why swap off this Pokemon at this point in time? The final selection for the side of Summerhouse is going to be interesting. I mean, Wazid probably playing the Trevenant, but that doesn't mean they have to. They could bring the Machamp into the top path and allow Internal to play it as a more of a tank Trevenant. So yeah, we're going to see the Defender Trevenant this time around for Internal, and we're going to probably see Machamp head into the top path for Vizit.
Yeah, it's going to be Vizit or Machamp running Scope Lens, Attack Rate, Focus Band.
Yeah.
So it's for sure going to be Cross Chop. If you see Scope Lens, it's always Cross Chop, because it can actually crit. One of the rare moves in the entire game that can stay crit.
Yes.
And besides that, we see a lot of Focus Bands as always in tournaments. Rayto going for the Float Stone. On Dodrio, often we see a Cookie being played a lot as well, or Energy Amplifier, but decides to go for the Float Stone instead. And we have again 2 XP shares on both sides. Just such a strong item.
Yeah.
You have to run it.
That's true. Now, with the side of Summerhouse, what Pokemon do you put into your central area? Mostly under the impression that you have Dodrio probably on its way to steal your central area Pokemon.
I think Cross is going to invade, actually, maybe.
Well, no.
I will for sure put Delphox in. Like, it needs experience, right? It needs level 11. More than any other Pokemon, because then you actually start becoming one of the best Pokemon in the entire game. So it needs a lot of experience. And I know some people played in Path, but oh man, it's so difficult getting to level 6 sometimes. Ember's a great last hit too, especially with Spoon, Choice Specs. It can give you great last hitting. But in general, you just want to make sure it gets to level 6 and then level 11 as fast as possible. And yeah, it's going to be difficult. I think we're going to see some cross invading potential.
Crustle invading potential. Of course, the speed that Dodrio moves at could also give you that opportunity, but this is Zephyr's opportunity to punch their ticket to the next round of Losers Bracket. Summerhouse wanting to put a stop to that. They're going to need to win 2 in a row if that's going to be the case.
But so far we see cross heading down towards Spot Path, so no invading happening this time. Not only Sableye, and Raytosh is going to take the entire central area of Zephyr as well. Get to that drill pack very fast. And Mr. Mime and Buzzword top lane for Zephyr Esports. That is scary.
Okay, yeah, a very interesting top path. That's a lot of secure potential. I mean, Hirai is going to probably go power swap this game and just be in pocket of the Buzzwole, but the barriers could work too for this roster.
I think, actually, they don't like healing, so
that is true.
It might just be a barrier game.
Yeah, I mean, barrier plus Crustle, that's a lot of walls. That's a lot of walls.
The only barrier Miami see sometimes plays the Brush.
Yes.
But you'll see what Hirai decides to go for. We only have the first knockout of the game. It might just be 2 as well again, because Comfey has nowhere to go. The Delphox just a tiny bit late. They're just going to keep on going, instant eject button away. There's the superpower eject buttoning forward from Nivorix. And they take down the triple K already. 1 minute to the game.
That's a good way to start. Zephyr Esport off to a fantastic beginning to this game. Nivorix with a KO streak of 3, and then even more attack weight stacks already flooding in. Top path going fantastic for them, and they even have the Espeon on the bottom path. So clearly, things are working so well off the top.
That's the issue that I see a lot of teams doing. I feel like you'd have to pick those strong lane Pokemon early on, or path Pokemon. Otherwise, like, it becomes so difficult. If one team has evolution Pokemon, the other doesn't. You can see Espeon is so fast, level 4, right? And I was going to try to get all these last hits. Top path the Buzzwole, and the Delphox is caught again. There's the Rock Tomb happening. No Flame Charge yet, and now Rayto's gonna just have a free actually try attack.
Yeah, okay, so try attack for Rayto.
No drill pick this time.
Yeah, no drill pick. That has been the flavor of the day. A bit of a swap up this time around, but the boosted autos you get from try attack so incredibly strong.
And he's gonna go for the Delphox as well again. Meanwhile, Zephyr's also scoring points, and it's gonna Delphox is just not gonna get level 6 in this game. It's gonna be so rough. Dodrio is just gonna sit in the enemy central area until the game might be over. And Inferno finally hitting, that was very good for him. Getting the last hit and finally throwing evolutions there, Woodhammer. They actually have a Psychic.
Okay,
It's gonna be power swap.
It's gotta be, right? So Hirai definitely
if I see a barrier Psychic, I'm gonna lose it.
Hirai known for some very off-meta picks. Obviously, we love them for it, but they are playing a pretty standard one, maybe a retro Mr. Mime build, we could call it this time around. More special attack stacks going in, though, because Psychic gonna play off very well.
I'm not sure if I like it though. They only have an Espion that can make use of that psychic special defense reduction.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the idea behind this is. Probably would have to ask him about it, but maybe he just doesn't want to play Confusion.
Probably the knockup too. I'm not too sure. Eternal being stuck by this Rock Tomb though is going to be hit by 2 members of Zephyr Esport, and they're going to find the knockout. Electro Ball does chase down Raytao, but not enough damage to be a difference maker as Zephyr Esport gets another big one.
He's still looking for level 7, but Navorek's already level 9 on this busway. He's going to move towards bot path, and it's a barrier psychic.
Okay, yes,
it is a barrier psychic.
It
must be the first time we've ever seen this played in the tournament. Probably not the first time, but like in such a high-stake game. And Mew's going to steal the Reggie-steal away.
Yeah.
Summerhouse has taken the objective. They didn't pay attention to the Solar Beam. Wonderful steal there from the Mew player. And Summerhouse actually getting something. Another Solar Beam coming through, almost getting Mr. Mime.
Almost, and with a fantastic steal. And now all of a sudden, Summerhouse has an angle to start crawling their way back into this game. Delphox at 8, Machamp at 8, but they are getting so close to those powerful Unite moves being available.
Sideshock goes right there, so the bunny's not getting hit, but there's a super power coming through. Vazita's trying to live. Oh, nice eject button away in the end. Makes it out alive, and Zephyr is trying to break the goal, but the comp phase there, trying to stop from happening. They're going to finally break it, but it's probably going to be teamfight breaking out very soon.
Yeah, Eternal pushed away by that X-Scissor, a barrier, and Rock Tomb, and Psychic, everything that you are put in a prison, a glass case of emotion, and that emotion is distraught. So unfortunate. Zephyr just an absolute lockdown team composition, ridiculous gameplay, and now they got a Regieleki.
I just realized they're playing the Builder House team comp. Rock Tomb into Barrier, and you can just lock someone in. It's the classic just Builder House, and they're going to go for it as well again. Delphox getting locked down. That's going to use Unite Move right here to defend this Regieleki, and Zephyr Esport's like, we're going to see this Delphox Unite. Goodbye. That's it. We just forced something we wanted. That's all there is. We can't push into it. It's way too scary, and it's going to leave. And now you've told you just rotate towards spot path. It's going to score 340 points, uncontested, and puts him to level 11 as well.
Yeah, and we did mention before, stacking that attack weight, so the damage, of course, increasing rapidly here for the Dodrio as they get more and more scores in for Zephyr Esport. The build a house composition is terrifying when you have a home wrecker like Dodrio there and available for you. Swinging in like a wrecking ball to do the damage at the end after everybody has been imprisoned by the walls. Solony's Mew has looked exceptional so far today though. Summerhouse definitely thanking that Mew player for that last Reggie secure that they were able to get a lot of experience from, and of course the team fight engages after those big solar beams have been massive for Summerhouse.
And this time Zephyr Esports is going to be probably a bit more aware of it. They're going to try out to block out the Mew. See, there's the Builder House! Stuck in the Rock Tomb, stuck in the barrier, and it's going to completely go for it, but Mew does get Unite Move out in time. Looking maybe for another steal. Who can time it this time? Espion is waiting on the left side, but the fight's breaking on the right side as well. Machamp jumping in, and this time Espion is going to secure it. Also going on to Delphox now, and they're going to lock it down. 2 members are down of Summerhouse. Delphox is trying to get away, actually eject buttoning away, but finally taken down by the boosted auto take of Dodrio. And this time Zephyr Esports plays much more smart. They just completely swamped onto the Mew.
Solony was able to escape the house eventually, but so many resources were thrown into defending that Pokemon that Ikelis was able to secure that main objective basically for free, able to focus down on it and take it without any danger coming in for Summerhouse. Now, they need to find a way to get more presence on this map. Only 89 points, and these goal zones are not gone. 2 goal zones up, head into the 4-minute mark. They need to find some kind of map pressure, honestly, just to get some more leverage on the side of Zephyr.
Summerhouse just has very good late game team fighting, so shouldn't count them out as well. And Delphox now hitting level 11, Mystical Fire Plus. Every time we hit Mystical Fire, our cooldowns get reset. So it's just going to start dancing around, but Zephyr still looking for the flank as well again. Onto Mew, just locked down the Mew onto the barrier with the X-Scissor, but the Rock Tomb's going to go wide. But a huge 3-member Champ Unite also coming in. Summerhouse might be turning around, but Z jumping very deep right here with a Comfey, but he finally gets taken down.
Yeah, but Z does go down. I don't know if Comfey had Unite move there, but it didn't come out, and in the end, they are knocked out as Zephyr Esport turns another unfortunate situation on its head, and a lot of that comes on the back of Navorek's with a KO streak of 3.
A triple KO for the side of the bus roll. Man, the bus rolls today are just
so good.
They're doing so well, and you might not think of it because it's actually one of the worst performing Pokemon as well that we currently have in Unite, and it's just amazing to see it just completely destroy tournaments.
One day I'll get you to stop calling it the worst Pokemon, Chris.
I love playing bus roll, but it's so difficult to win with it.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Navorek's making it look pretty easy. Level 13 already at 3 minutes. Summerhouse just having to defend against this Regieleki means that Zephyr Esport will have so much free real estate for the homes they're building near that basement Reggie. Only 5 seconds away, and they're the only one showing presence as Hirai gets a little bit of flank on Enhian. Eject button to get away.
Eject button is gone, which means it will be down for the start of the Ray fight, and there's is already like, almost as good as getting a knockout onto the Delphox. Just getting eject button gone. But of course, it's Flame Charge. Flame Charge is pretty much like eject button.
Yeah.
But you never know. No, Buzzroll has the chance of to eject button onto the Delphox, and then Delphox has no chance of getting out.
You counter the eject button with your own eject button, Uno reverse card, and all of that. 15 seconds left until the final stretch. Raytao looking to see if they can find a way to dunk this pocket full of 50 they're looking to find. Now, caught out here is Classics. They have to use their Unite move very early, but the Comfey Unite move also used extremely early. Rock Tomb keeps Eternal stuck in that spot, and Psyshock gets out the Trevenant passive and the Unite move.
Yeah, Trevenant had to use Unite move there. Really only hitting Crosses, so that's a very good trade. Cross Unite also gone right now, and they committed a lot for the Summerhouse on their side, and it's going to be very difficult. We have Eternal going in, just getting locked down, but he doesn't have Unite move anymore. There's a huge match Unite from Vazid though, trying to make something happen, but Espion also is going to lock them up, and Vazid has to run away from now. Comfey trying to keep Vazid alive, but one boost outtake is probably going to be it. One more try attack, he jumps in with Thermic Punch, makes it out alive across the Atarius as well, and they might have another chance.
Yeah, Vazid has HP left in the gauge, but they are having to go so far back. They have the Comfey though. Bluebell is able to give them so much healing and bring them back into this game. Vazid trying to hang out, look for a critical hit onto the Rayquaza, but no. Iceless clutches up and gets the secure on the Rayquaza. Zephyr Esport 2 for 2 on the Ray.
Wonderful Psyshock, Psybeam combo, and you just can't do much about it.
Yeah.
Mew just, they tried so hard to zone Mew, and that's the only thing you have to care about when I was the Soul Beam of Mew. And Zephyr Esports, they're going to take down Ray. Also, I like how confident they are doing it themselves, right?
Yeah.
They're like, you guys are around, but we know we can just secure it better. So
Right.
they just go for it. And those teams as well, those scenarios, even if you lose Ray, you can just start fighting and take down the shields.
Exactly.
So they just want to get rid of it, and then still try to win the game afterwards. Doesn't matter who gets it. And in this case, Espion with a wonderful secure. And Zephyr Esports gonna... I think they're going to take this game.
Yes, yeah, I think so too. I mean, Zephyr, exactly how you said though, Zephyr Esports showcasing that they are not only fantastic in the micro, building a house was exceptional, of course, but Navorx with these great little eject button plays, but the macro as well for this team is also fantastic. It's why most people would consider this team to be within the top 5 at the very least, and arguing for even more. And now with this amazing game number 2, and honestly a fantastic series from Zephyr Esport, we're going to be seeing them move on in the losers bracket and really wanting to make these top teams have a tough time against their opponents.
You're making that lower bracket run happen, and Zephyr is for sure a team that the rest of them have to fear. You have to fear this team, because you never know what they bring to it. This time they brought a Barrier Psychic Mr. Mime, so you never know what this team is capable of, and they could just come with any Pokemon out of nowhere.